Good morning, students. I hope you're off to a great start on this wet, rainy Tuesday. I just wanted to send out a quick announcement just about assignments for this week and expectations for this week. We're going to be starting Chapter 3, and last night was the deadline for all Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 materials. So at this point, anyone that did not complete those assignments, I went in and put a 0 in the grade book for those. There will not be any deadline extensions on those previous assignments. So from this point forward, just make sure that you're meeting or completing the assignments by the expected deadline date. This week for Chapter 3, you have a link at the bottom of your home page, a quick link if you want to click on that to take you directly to your modules. Outlined in your modules is going to be every assignment or task that needs to be completed for Chapter 3. So I'm going to walk you through this real quick. Your Chapter 3 requirements. This is going to have your learning objectives listed on it, plus what steps you need to take to receive full credit for the chapter. Make sure you look over this real quick because it's a really good guide before you get started and get into Chapter 3 on the proper steps you need to take, but also the proper order that you need to take when completing your assignments. After you look at the introduction, you're going to do your course reading. This is a link to your e-textbook. It will take you directly to Chapter 3. And so if you will click on that and follow the link, it'll direct you out to the Cengage website. Under study tools this week, I have added a newspaper article or a magazine article over a quick guide to avoiding common writing errors. Make sure you take the time to read through this. This is just, it's a great little quick tip on proper words to use, you know, those words that we kind of have questions about every once in a while, you know, do I use effect or affect, things like that, and all right and all right. So it's just a quick little read, but it does help you with some of those just general troubleshooting words that we come up with when we're trying to write our letters. The lecture slides and the PowerPoint slides are the same as last week. Lecture slides are going to be lecture slides that are outside on Cengage. PowerPoint slides is going to be the file that you can actually download to your computer and print off. Remember, these two items are the same, just presentation is different. The Chapter 3 practice quiz, you can take that as many times as you want to practice and make sure you understand Chapter 3 material before you get into the assignments. And the flashcards are going to cover basic vocabulary that's presented within the chapter. What I have found over the course of the last week when I've just been in the system working and working inside of our course and then also kind of watching you guys, your progress online, is this Applia assignment that's outside in Cengage. So here in a second, I'm going to take a minute to kind of talk about this. But my main thing that I want to tell you guys is remember that you don't have to submit it immediately. You can actually, you have 3 attempts on each assignment to get through that particular Applia assignment. So when you're in Cengage and you're going to go down here to Chapter 3, you'll notice that once again your deadline dates are listed under each assignment task. But when you get into this assignment, make sure number 1 you're reading your directions, because sometimes you have more than 1 attempt on your assignments. For example, here we have multiple attempts. So you can see in here the other day I was just kind of going through and playing around with the assignment just to kind of see how it works. So you can see here, okay, I'm a student, I filled this out and I got such and such questions wrong, and it tells you, it gives you feedback. At the top, instead of, at the bottom, instead of clicking submit, make sure that you try another version. So if you try another version, it's going to reset it for you, and then this will accumulate your second attempt. You have 3 attempts to achieve the full 5 points on each assignment. So, I mean, make sure you're giving yourself the best opportunity to earn maximum points. Also, another thing that I noticed the other day was on the quiz assignment, which is in Canvas, is that you have multiple attempts to take your quiz, your reading quiz. You have 2 attempts. And so when you go in and you're taking your reading quiz, number 1, make sure you're preparing for it. I mean, you should have read your chapter, completed all the requirements in Chapter 3, already completed the Applia assignment in Cengage before you go in and try to take your quiz. This is really, the quiz is the last thing that you should do to wrap up Chapter 3, and it's going to be basically a judgment of, do you understand the material that was presented to you within that chapter? After you take the first attempt, it's not going to show you the correct answers to the problems, but it will let you know which problems were considered quote unquote incorrect. So you can go back and review those. Make sure you take the time to do that. And then make sure you take the time to, or you give yourself enough time during the week that if you need to do a second attempt, that you're able to do so. So for example, if you were one of the students who yesterday had not completed the APLIA assignment and had not completed the quiz, and you thought, okay, well, I'm going to go in, I'm going to read the chapter, do all of the study tools, and then I'm going to do my 2 assignments today, and the deadline is Tuesday night. You're not giving yourself an opportunity to take advantage of the retest attempts, the multiple attempts on the assignments. So make sure that your time management skills, like you should be reading the chapter and then doing the study skills, and that probably should be one day, and then give your brain a rest, and then come back, review your material, move on to the practice quiz, and then from the practice quiz, move on to the APLIA assignment. And then once you feel comfortable after that APLIA assignment, then when you move into your quiz, you've got your notes that you've taken, you've got your, obviously the content at this point should have been a little bit embedded into your brain, and so you have all these recall resources when you're taking your quiz. So just make sure that you're giving yourself the best opportunity to be successful. Part of that is learning how to study and prepare for an exam. But a deadline for all Chapter 3 assignments is going to be September 17th at 11:59 p.m. So make sure you get in, make sure you're actively working. If you have any questions this week, feel free to send me questions through your Canvas inbox, and I will try to respond to those individually. If I see that there's a need to send out another group announcement, I will. But I wish you guys all the best as you begin working on your Chapter 3 assignments. And remember, time management is key, so make sure you give yourself a chance to be successful. Good luck, guys.